Take me to work. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday. It's a good day. It's a good day, it's a good day, it's a good day. Today I'm going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, that's been the crux of my existence for almost 10 years now, and that is crypto. I got involved in crypto in 2017. Kind of like actually it goes back further than that. I heard about crypto probably in 2013, 2014, and I had heard about it and I was interested in it, and then I was talking to somebody and they were telling me about some kind of barter bucks or some system of bartering. Like you would, instead of trading your goods and services for somebody else's goods and services, you would trade it for barter bucks. And I'm like, isn't that what money is? So that kind of killed it. I stopped looking into Bitcoin, and I regret it. Totally regret it. I mean, Bitcoin was probably $100 or less at the time, so whatever. So not until 2017, the end of 2017, when the market had this big blow off top, and I think it was October through December. I remember we were on a trip to Mexico, and I just kept looking at my phone, being like, "Oh my God, Bitcoin's up another $1,000 today." And I think it peaked out at like 19,000 at that time. And I'm like, "Oh my God." So I ended up buying just a little bit of Bitcoin. I think it was like $400, like at the very top. And then I kind of waited on it. And then right after Bitcoin topped out, then there was an alt season. The altcoins pumped up. And I had bought, then I went heavier in. I bought a bunch of XRP. I bought Cardano. I just bought a bunch of different things. And I remember having my little portfolio in my workout room, and I would look at it and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, when we get back up to new highs, and that was 2018, 19. And it wasn't until 2020, when the whole stock market crashed because of COVID and all that, I actually panic sold. I panic sold a bunch of the crypto that I had, like ridiculously low. I don't know. That whole thing freaked me out. I didn't know what was gonna happen. We were gonna be locked down for years and years or whatnot, and the whole world was gonna come to an end. Well, it dipped down basically where I'd sold and popped back up. And that was like the bottom of the market, and then it went up and up for, I don't know, the next year and a half or whatever it was. So anyways, the one thing I really like about Bitcoin and crypto in general is that it gives you the opportunity to get involved in, companies or programs without having to be the type of investor that has to have $1 million net worth and whatever income level. It's like anybody can just get a wallet and start buying crypto. And then in 2020 I really got into I guess you call it DeFi, but it was probably DeFi, where I would get in these things that were called tomb forks, and they were basically just I don't know, they would create farms for different tokens, and then they would get the fees, and then they would create their own token that you would get paid out in like a accelerated manner. The problem is I'm such an optimist that I would keep the tokens and be like, yeah, this is gonna be the big one, this is gonna be the one, and just as they made more tokens, they would just flood the supply, and then the price would go to zero usually. So I wasn't real good at that. I wasn't really good at selling. at the time. I'm still not good at selling. That's my problem. I'm really good at buying things. I'm really bad at selling things. And one thing you have to watch out for in crypto is leverage. And it's everywhere. And I mean, I don't know how many trading accounts I've had blow up. In the last couple years, I've been in situations where I needed big chunks of money, big money. So I took a lot of risks to try to make money,
turn right onto Charles J.
and ended up losing more money than I'll even admit. Really, kind of big chunks of my net worth just gone now, which is sad. But that's the thing, leverage is dangerous. No matter how safe you think you are, you know, especially in something as volatile as crypto, even Bitcoin. You know, the high, 6 months ago was $126,000 in Bitcoin. Now it's at $66,000 of Bitcoin. And it could go lower. It's just like, that's 50% down from the top. And in the past, Bitcoin's gone down 80% from the tops. Now I think now with institutions involved, countries involved, companies involved, ETFs, all that stuff, I think it's going to be a lot harder for. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go down as far, because I don't think the market makers will let it. I think they'll try to keep it into a good position. But I mean, the truth is, 50% down, still 50% down, and it's tough. But so at certain times, my net worth and my portfolio were worth a lot of money, and because of leverage, because of the market being down, because of other things that I've done, like really, really bad investments. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like I'm like a total degen when it comes to crypto. I really don't even have that much crypto anymore. I've got a little bit of Bitcoin, but
turn left onto South State Road.
Speaking of leverage, the Bitcoin is leveraged. I took out loans against the Bitcoin, and now it's leveraged. And one thing that I didn't realize is that when you put your Bitcoin up for leverage on these DeFi sites and you get loans, you can be liquidated. And again, no matter how far you think that liquidation number is away, it's not that far. And the little bit of Bitcoin I have left, I'm kind of living on the edge. If this thing goes down again, like the experts say it could go down, I may lose all the crypto I have. But I've kind of already in my mind written it off, because it's not a good thing. Real estate, doing great with real estate. Solid, you own it, you see it. They're not making any more of it, and you can earn income off of leverage, but it's a lot safer because real estate will go down, but it's not like crypto. So anyways, it's a little bit more about me, I guess. My mom, growing up, or actually not growing up, but when I was older, she had a really bad gambling problem. She gambled a lot. Blew millions of dollars actually gambling. My mom and my dad got divorced when I was in my 30s. They're separated. They got separated, but they stayed married, which was probably worse for them. And just the stress of dealing with my dad, and then my brother had issues and a bunch of stuff. Her only pleasure, she would say, is gambling. And I would go to with her to a casino because she lived in Vegas, of all places, and I'd go out, but then we'd go get food. And she'd like walk away. We ordered food, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not hungry. I'm just gonna go play these games over here. Find me over there." And then we would eat, and then we'd go find her, and she was like all the way on the other side of the casino, like hidden away. Like, so it took us more time to find her, so she had more time to gamble. And just watching her feed $100 bills, $100 bills, $100 bills into those machines. And you'd hear, she'd always tell you when she won, but she'd never tell you how much she lost. And she passed away in 2009. My parents were still married, and she had a lot of tax issues because of the gambling. And my dad had
Now
to
turn
go
left onto
straighten it
South
all
State
out.
31.
He literally had to fly to Las Vegas and deal with the accounting departments of the casinos to try to figure out what, exactly what was going on. And it ended up he had to pay a bunch of money in taxes because my mom had she had lost a bunch of money, but she had also won a bunch of money. And I don't know what the situation was like. They don't consider professional gamblers as an occupation, so they don't really let you deduct your losses, only get your gains. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just ridiculous the way the tax system works, but I'm not going to get started on that. Not today. One day. But it scares me sometimes. I never gamble. I don't touch slot machines everywhere. Even Foxhole that we own has slot machines. I'll never touch them. I just know, seeing what my mom went through, I just don't want to deal with it. But I guess I'm making excuses because the crypto crap that I've blown a lot of money on. It's pretty much gambling, I guess. I figure it as high risk investing, but I don't know. It's very, very touchy, very close to gambling. So, anyways, I think the crypto market and the crypto industry is heading in a way that they'll use the technology with AI, with business, with finance, with DeFi, TradFi, all that stuff, and it'll become part of the system. But I guess I was an early adopter, but recently it's just been rough, man. This market is just horrible. So I've got other crypto stories I'll get into, but for now I think that's enough. Just know crypto is a dangerous thing. And don't put that much money into it. Keep the percentage of your net worth to be very low in crypto. All right. Well, have a good day. Have a happy Monday. I'll talk to you later.